The Mazda 3 arrives largely unchanged, entering its ninth model year as a compact sedan and hatchback that still looks and drives like something more expensive. It remains one of the segment's most rewarding cars, and one of its most compromised. Here are 5 pros and 5 cons.
Mazda built its reputation on chassis tuning rather than horsepower, and the 3 is the clearest expression of that philosophy in the current lineup. The steering is quick without being nervous, weighted naturally as cornering loads build, and communicative in a way that has largely disappeared from mainstream compacts. The suspension is firm but never brittle, absorbing broken pavement while keeping body motions tightly controlled through direction changes. G-Vectoring Control Plus contributes, subtly trimming engine torque during turn-in to shift weight onto the front tires and lightly braking the outside wheels on exit. The effect is nearly invisible from the driver's seat, which is the point. The car simply feels more settled and precise than the numbers suggest it should. Against a Civic or Corolla, the Mazda 3 is the one you take the long way home in. Sit inside a well-equipped Mazda 3 and the price tag becomes hard to believe. The dashboard architecture is horizontal and uncluttered, the materials are consistently soft where your hands land, and the switchgear operates with a damped, expensive-feeling precision that rivals entry-level German sedans. The available leather upholstery and stitched surfaces read as deliberate rather than decorative. Just as importantly, Mazda resisted the industry-wide slide toward touchscreen-only controls. Physical climate knobs remain, the rotary infotainment controller is genuinely easier to use at speed than poking at glass, and the driving position is superb. European markets add dark metallic gray cabin accents for 2027, a small refresh to an interior that did not need much. The turbocharged 2.5-liter 4-cylinder produces up to 250 horsepower and a substantial 320 pound-feet of torque on premium fuel, and it comes paired with Mazda's iActive all-wheel drive system as standard. That torque arrives low in the rev range and makes the car feel muscular in everyday driving, not only at full throttle. Combined with all-wheel traction, the turbo trims deliver acceleration that shades many purpose-built hot hatchbacks while remaining completely unfussy in traffic. What makes this configuration unusual is that Mazda never marketed it as a performance halo. There is no aggressive bodywork, no artificial exhaust noise, no stiffened ride penalty. Buyers in northern climates who want speed without a winter tire compromise have very few alternatives at the price. Mazda's Kodo design language has aged remarkably well. The 3's surfacing is clean and largely free of creases, its proportions are long-hooded and rear-biased, and the reflections that move across its flanks do more visual work than any styling line could. 9 model years in, it does not look like a car nearing the end of its cycle. Top trims swap the 16-inch wheels for 18-inch items that fill the arches properly. Buyers also still get a real choice of shape. A conventional sedan with a formal trunk, or a hatchback with a dramatic, thick-pillared roofline that remains one of the boldest designs in the class. In a segment that has almost entirely abandoned 3 pedals, Mazda still offers a 6-speed manual in the 2.5S hatchback at the entry price point, not as an expensive enthusiast option. The Mazda 3 has consistently earned top-tier crash test scores, and the iActive Sense suite is standard rather than paywalled behind option packages. For 2027, Mazda has expanded the system meaningfully in European specification. Adaptive Cruise Control now integrates with traffic sign recognition, allowing the driver to accept a detected speed limit change with a single button press instead of scrolling through settings. More significant is the extension of emergency braking assist and lane change assist to include motorcycle detection. Two-wheeled road users are historically the hardest targets for these systems to classify, and adding them closes a real gap. Whether all of these updates reach North American cars for 2027 has not been confirmed, but the direction is encouraging. Rear seat legroom measures roughly 34.4 to 35.1 inches depending on body style, with headroom between 36.7 and 37.3 inches. Those numbers sit at or near the bottom of the compact class, and the shortfall is obvious in practice. Adults behind a tall driver will find their knees against the seatback, and the hatchback's sloping roof and small rear glass make the space feel more confined than the measurements suggest. This is a direct consequence of the styling. The long hood, fast roofline, and rearward cabin all take space from the back seat. If the second row is regularly occupied by anyone larger than a child, a Civic, Elantra, or Corolla will serve considerably better.
The sedan offers 13.2 cubic feet of trunk volume, and the hatchback 20.1 cubic feet behind the second row. The sedan figure is unremarkable. The hatchback figure is the disappointing one, since buyers choose that body style for practicality. A hatchback that carries barely more than a compact sedan's trunk in usable, easily loaded space undercuts its own purpose. This is the most consequential gap in the lineup. The Corolla, Civic, and Elantra all offer hybrid variants that deliver substantially better fuel economy without meaningful compromise. And many compact buyers now treat electrification as a baseline expectation. The Mazda 3 offers nothing in this space in North America. The absence matters more each model year. It removes the car from consideration for commuters comparing running costs, and for anyone shopping on total cost of ownership rather than purchase price. It is the single clearest sign of the platform's age. Even setting hybrids aside, the Mazda 3's efficiency is unimpressive. Naturally aspirated front-drive models return roughly 27 miles per gallon city and 35 to 36 miles per gallon highway, while turbocharged versions drop to around 23 miles per gallon city. Rivals with smaller engines and CVTs post better numbers on conventional gasoline power alone. Part of the cause is the 6-speed automatic. It is a smooth, decisive gearbox that never hunts and is more pleasant than most CVTs. But 6 ratios is 2 or 3 fewer than competitors use, which costs highway efficiency and leaves wider gaps between gears. It is a case where Mazda's preference for driving feel carries a measurable penalty. Mazda's feature gating is aggressive. The 10.25-inch infotainment display, wireless smartphone integration, Google built-in, and the 12-speaker Bose audio system are reserved for upper trims. Everyone else gets an 8.8-inch screen, wired phone connectivity, and 8 speakers. Heated front seats, a power driver's seat, dual-zone climate control, and upgraded upholstery similarly require moving beyond the base trims. Even at the top, the infotainment interface is showing its age. The rotary controller is awkward for typing addresses or scrolling maps, and the graphics feel a generation behind. The result is that the Mazda 3 only fully delivers on its premium promise once the price has climbed well past its entry point.